have come to bring fire to the earth, and how I wish it were blazing already. There is a baptism I must still receive, and how great is my distress till it is over. Do you suppose that I am here to bring peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. For from now on a household of 5 will be divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father divided against the son, son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
So do you need to be a Catholic to disagree with your in-laws? No. So this is for everyone. Question is, what are your priorities? What are your priorities in life? Is it family? Is it money? Do you prioritize money? No? So you're rich? Because you also have to pay for amortization, for your loans, for food in your refrigerator, for school. So sometimes we also have to priority money. But what are the stuff that you prioritize? Food, money, relationships? And how does those priorities, how does those priorities in life affect you as a person? Have you heard of Stephen Covey? He wrote 7 Habits of Effective, Successful People. He said that most of us are so overwhelmed by the urgent matters in our life that we forget to realize the important stuff. So what are your priorities? Are they urgent? Or are they really important? I've never been married, so I'm not sure what happens when the husband has a totally different priority from his wife. You're smiling. Does it happen that the husband has a totally different priority from his wife? And when that does happen, what usually happens? Is it a peaceful experience? You're turning red. It's not yet that warm. When our priorities clash with the priorities of others, usually there is tension. There is discord. Sometimes it divides. And in today's gospel, we've heard that from Jesus. Even in Jesus' time, following Jesus, prioritizing Jesus, will bring about discord in families, because prioritizing Jesus will usually clash with other priorities, like the need for money, the need to make sure that the family is secure, that they're having good education, or sometimes we also have certain addictions that might eat up the things that we ought to be prioritizing, like alcohol, smoke, or even the need for making sure that we have a good career in life. I was watching the other day in Facebook about the story of a couple who was both intent on providing good quality life to their children. So they went straight for having good careers. They did have good careers, but they failed to take care of their children. They were able to provide them with good house, but they weren't able to provide them with a did fill their stomach with food, but they failed to fill their hearts with love. So what are your priorities? And are these priorities in life really important, or they're just urgent? As urgent as paying the next amortization. Next point. In the first part of the gospel, Jesus mentioned of fire. Mentioned the fire. What does Jesus meant by fire when he said he wanted to put the earth, the whole earth, ablaze in fire? Yesterday I was told that in New South Wales we've had 600 fires, even before summer. Can you imagine what kind of fire we will experience during this coming summer? And did you even trigger one of the 600 fire? Not the Standing family, no fire? When Jesus said that he wants to put fire on earth, what does Jesus mean? He's referring to the Holy Spirit. That when he leaves earth, when he leaves this reality, he was meant to bring the Holy Spirit. Is the Holy Spirit alive in you? You felt it? And what are the marks of the presence of the Holy Spirit in your life? Some spiritual writers will say that there are two marks that you will notice in your life if the Holy Spirit is very much alive in you. They say that you become more loving and life-giving. Do people in your family or in your workplaces or your classmates, when they meet you and when they engage with you, do they find someone who is loving and life-giving? Or do they find someone who just likes to whinge and be nasty at others? Because if people recognize a loving and life-giving person in you, the Holy Spirit is very much alive in you. So my last question is this. When your priorities in life eat you and consume you, do people find a loving and life-giving person? If not, probably it's time for us to make the same prayer what the psalmist said in this prayer to this afternoon. Lord, come to our aid. We beg our God to come to our aid and to allow the Spirit to reign in our hearts so that we may be loving and life-giving to the people we meet, relate, and work with.